Of all incredible things I've seen in the astral state and all different dimensional layers of the astral state, I witnessed on 3 occasions, not too many times, but on 3 occasions what I would call the coding, the matrix coding. And when it comes to 4th density, 5th density, 6th density states, and all the counterparts that I have from THETA, TAURI to KALASK, this probably was one of those coolest things, most educational, incredible things, fascinating things, jaw-dropping things that I've seen, how our reality is written with actual codes, how 3D reality is written with actual codes. And in the most experience that I've had out of these 3 was the 3rd time, and it was an out-of-body 4th density experience with full 3rd eye opening, blockage removal, complete blackness removal, and it was fascinating. So I've seen how the 3D reality, this world we live in right now, with my 3rd eye, I witnessed it, how the codes are written everywhere, almost like billboard ads. So I've seen these posters on the street, billboard ads, large corporate buildings, streets, in the air instead of clouds. I've seen the codes. The walls were 30, 40 feet tall on the streets, different buildings, almost like skyscraper buildings. Carefully I observed them one by one, and I've seen this alien type of language, these symbols, these hieroglyphics, these numbers combined with letters. And it was regular English, so A was an A, B was an B, C was a C, but it was written in a different format. Now language, obviously, it's not English, it's not any other language that we have on Earth now. It's a version of this language I've never seen before on Earth. And it was mixed with symbols and depictions also that I would compare to the movie Predator. So those kind of symbols I've seen that are written, this language that's written all over Earth, under our grid data, so under the quarantine. And it was a language that I didn't know. I've never seen this before, but with my 3rd eye, I remember feeling it. I was tapping into that language. I fully opened the 3rd eye. I was assisted, which I'll touch on this in a minute, but the coding language I perceived was fascinating. I was reading it very carefully, very slowly, letter by letter, symbol by symbol, not skipping sentences, not skipping any lines. So I was really taking advantage of the full usage of the 3rd eye. It was uncomfortable, but it was amazing to be able to perceive these codes that are in our air, in our streets, traffic lights, airports. And I did it with calmness to understand these symbols, of course, but I didn't understand them, but it was great to witness it. And later on, much later on, through my own channeling, I was able to be educated, carefully educated in great lengths and explanations and visualizations as well, that what happened was the following. So what I saw was what many humans perceive or know as the codes. We all know the codes. We've seen the movie Matrix with Keanu Reeves, and we've seen these green codes, but it's not like that really. These are different types of forms that the physical 3D reality that we live in here, the realm, the Earth is a realm reality, is what it's written. The corrupt NASA and internet and religions and Google, they're not telling us about this stuff. Of course they won't. But some humans know this. Some humans know this as coding, and the coding is placed generally within the large propaganda type of scenarios and areas, and where a mass amount of humans can be controlled. So propaganda and conditioning against humanity, sometimes to fool humans on certain things, large things. So what these TV corporations do to humans, what medical organizations do to humans, what governments do to humans, what aviation industry, secret governments, different levels of governments, those that select presidents, those dozen or so families that really run the world, these corporations who promote new wars, particularly Big Pharma, they understand about the codes, they know how the codes work, and they're quite involved in those things. So what I was seeing face to face is the true layers behind a lot of these programs, AI programs, coding programs, these forms of consciousness, these word symbols, communications that really meant just codes connecting to other codes, and they're invisible to our naked 3rd eye. But this is what the reality is written with. So sometimes the trees we see, that's not a real tree. That's just a code that's written. We see it as a tree, but it isn't. Planes we see, that's not a plane. It's a code that's written. A lot of things are filled within our reality, including the background people. So not real organic humans. And I talked about the background people. I've done a video on that already. And a lot of our subconscious, the subconscious area that's there, that stores a lot of this information. We do have evidence of this technology that is being used right now on Earth. But we can't access that information. There's a lot of spiritual people that say, I can access your Akashic, I can access your this. Yeah, sure you can. And I see a lot of these people, they're not channeling, they're not connecting, they're just faking it to make money. There's no energy exchange between them and anything else above them. So it's very easy to see a lot of these amateur clowns take advantage of innocent people, unfortunately. But the purpose and the point of these codes from my own galactic counterparts, as they've explained it to me, is for me to experience this. It's very rarely seen, but for me to experience it in this state where they were able to assist and allow some of their own consciousness in order to complement or strengthen mine, and then for me to experience this wonderful thing. And these codes I already heard of, I knew of, but I've never really seen them. I've never seen them on buildings and roads and streets and towers. I mean, it was fascinating. This concept is something that I already understood in a way. I was educated on it in a way, but I've never seen them, so it was amazing. I sort of know now how to tap into that realm to see these codes. I don't go there too often, but I can advise to teach someone how to do it. And it's very, very rewarding, I believe. Growth comes from seeing that. And there's a lot of unseen communications surpassing 3D reality, that's for sure. Unseen coding, unseen technologies, unseen holograms, AI technology, AI projections, AI inserts, androids, cloning, all of these things, graphic technologies, avatar technology, AI insertions of entire structures like mountains and buildings. All of these things are very, very real here within the 3D reality. But to witness it, it was great. And I was told by my higher self, they said, you know, one day when you're going to be channeling publicly, we want you to know this information. We want you to help the human collective so that they can understand what's going on. So just because you are in 3D and you have access to 4D and 5D to hang out with us and your guides, the other humans don't. Teach them, tell them, give them this information, help your fellow humans. And this is exactly what the purpose is of a lot of these videos that I film with crew, with cameramen, and in my house, and outdoor videos, and traveling videos, and channeling free videos. I just want to help the human collective, of course. And this coding is something that, unfortunately, there's no way to really replicate a video of what I saw, but some of the art renderings that I'll put out definitely will be humbling way of explaining it, of what I experienced. And I've researched this for years, really, when it comes to this coding, when it comes to this 3D reality, this 3D realm, the background people, the holograms, the fake mountains like Mount Shasta and Mount Adams, because they have bases on the inside, the federations, races involved, all of these things. And I always stayed really like neutral about it, not taking one side over the other. I am the type of guy that I observe everything. I'm an ultimate philosopher in a way. I want to know everything about everything about everything. And then I'll make my own decision. I'll formulate my own conclusion. But I definitely believe that human beings who are religious to exit religion, who are in spirituality to exit spirituality, and deeply tap into their capabilities to channel, to connect, to open the third eye, to understand soul structure, to understand how channeling even works, to understand different densities and dimensions around us, who's here, who we're connected to understand keys within us that are unlocked, and all of these things, and stay away from the internet and television and fake NASA and Google and religions and so forth. But under us, around us, at here, Earth, we call it, these locations, over 600 races live here. So we're not alone. We've never been alone, and we're never going to be alone. When it comes to our current physical reality and the society and these bridges, airports, towers, skyscrapers, majority of this is written in code that's not known to us. We have no reference for. We don't know the names of technologies. We don't know the names of holograms. We don't know what's a hologram. We see birds. Is it a bird? Is it a drone? Is it a scout? We see a mountain. Is it a base or is it a mountain? Water, is it real or is it not? So a lot of these things I was aware of over the years, and it's jarring, it's shocking, but I just became numb to it. If a pack of ETs walked through my wall today, I know how portals work. I'd be like, okay, hopefully you're not here to kill me. Yeah, well, can I get you a glass of water? I'm numb to it. I'm neutral about it. So mountains to rivers, creeks, walls of ice, all of these things, a lot of the things are not real. A lot of the things within the Earth's reality are not real. Anyone can alter it, anyone can revise it, they can cancel a flight just for you not to go on the flight, and everyone else goes on the flight. It's happened to me 3 times. All of these things can be happening because these beings who are custodians, these beings who run Earth, these beings are not in our dimension. They have access to not just our individual consciousness, they have access to our collective consciousness. They know how we're growing, they know at what speed we're growing, what we're thinking, what we're stressing about, what we're arguing about, where does our energy go. They understand this matrix system exceptionally well. Why? Well, because they created it. Internal layers of it too, internal layers of the fabric of this reality, they have created from the very beginning, way before dinosaurs came here. And humans have truly specialized in this earth coding back in those ancient times. We were much smarter, we were telepathic, we lived longer. We were talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years in some cases, way before Anunnaki time, after Anunnakis. I mean, they came here 5 times with 5 real visits. One of the visits was a scout visit, but if you look at 5 times of their visits, they brought a lot of technology. They taught us a lot of things. We worked with Earth reptilians. We worked with Zeta reticuli. We worked with reptilians of races and species that we've never heard of. Draconians of Morkul, Demon, Gan, Naga, Kalask. They were all here, present. They all came here to Earth. They placed part of their own coding here within our Earth system. Every race did. Some were benevolent, some were malevolent, some didn't give a shit, some were neutral, some mined gold, some didn't, some just wanted humans. To this day, humans are traded. And I know it's a big pill to swallow, and I have evidence of this in my mind, and I've seen it and I was told about it. But yeah, humans are traded for technology. So that's why a lot of humans go missing. And when it comes to these, what I would call 4 density consciousnesses, dream states and astral states, a lot of parasitic beings that abduct humans, that harass humans, that create problems from humans. These are not honorable races, and they're not going to give you anything in exchange. Whenever these deals are made, they want your energy, so don't take those offers. And a lot of these 4th density accesses or third eye capabilities can be enabled, not by smoking DMT every day or smoking weed. Don't be a pathetic drug addict. Do the real long-term work, enabling psychic network, so real work, putting in the work, years of enabling the psychic network, syncing audio and video in the third eye, daily practices, 2 hour, 3 hour, or 45 minutes of channeling, connecting, leaving the body, integrating energies, resistance removal, blackness removal, detoxifying and decalcifying the pineal gland, clearing the chakras, clearing the vortex points, fluctuating the energy in the spinal fluid to hit the reptilian brain in the back, integrating of energies from higher dimensional layers, 4th, 5th, 6th density, 5th density physical races, 6th density wisdom races, psychic network, audio, video syncing, all of these things, I can go on all day, all of these things, mental warfare, psychological warfare, all of these things must be done by us humans, us, hard work, in order for any race to come to us and say, we will help you now. We'll give you some of our consciousness. We'll give you some of our energy. We'll take you on a ship. We'll cure your cancer, remove your tumor. We'll help you get pregnant. We'll get this and we'll this. They want to see effort. They're not just going to hand us these things. So seeing the coding or going out of the atmosphere on a ship, these things must be earned. Yeah, there's managers of this realm. We all know who they are, and they're not human, and they'll live right below us, 4th density. And then they have managers, and then they have their bosses. At the end of the day, their predecessors, the creators who gave them life are the actual bosses of this reality and every other square inch of the galaxy. So let's not believe into fairy tale nonsense, mentally ill people that talk about galactic federations. None of those things exist. There's collectives, yes, but no federations. As battling Draco, clearing underground tunnels, bringing us medbeds and telepathy, 5D, 6D, Ashtar nonsense. These are fake concepts. In order for any human being, organic human being, to tap into those layers, to tap into those higher dimensional states, to tap into the consciousness of a planet and then their race and their council, all of these things must be earned. All of them. And they don't come overnight. They don't come over a weekend. All of them must be earned. So for individuals that are very serious about understanding coding and how to identify coding and matrix coding, I can explain this and I can teach this to the person and give you a little bit of a better understanding of it off camera. So those that see me at expos and trade shows, please come up and we'll have a conversation about what is the matrix coding.